Hey there, I'm Adam Reich with WonderfulTutor.com. Today I want to talk about a confusion that happens a lot between four problems that look similar but that require completely different ways of solving them. And if you can clear up these four problems, it will help you enormously in algebra, on the SAT, the ACT. It just comes up so much. So what I really want to do is make this crystal clear for you. Those four problems are 2 times x plus 3. Just put these little divider lines here. Let's say 2 times 3x. Let's do 3x squared, and then let's also do x plus 3 squared. So the two top problems have the 2 out in front as a coefficient, and the bottom two problems have 2 as an exponent. Also, right, 2 of these have plus signs inside the parentheses, and 2 of them have multiplication in the parentheses. So they're all really, really close with these very small distinctions between them, requiring completely different solutions. So let's start with the top left, which is for most people probably like the most familiar or the easiest. We're just multiplying 2 times x plus 3, which is just basic distribution, right? It's going to be the 2 times this x here, and then 2 times that 3. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is positive 6. And that's it. That's the solution to the one on the left. Let's look at the upper right corner now. Now, in this one, because there's multiplication, there will not be any distribution like there was in the last problem. In multiplication, you just multiply all the coefficients, the non-variable numbers together, and you multiply all the common variables together. So you multiply all the x's together, all the y's together. So here we're going to multiply 2 times 3 first, which is 6, and then since there are no other x's, we'll just keep the x the same, and we've got a final answer of 6 times x, or just 6x. All right, let's look at the lower left one here. We've got 3 times x inside the parentheses, and we've got a squared on that on the outside there. So usually we think of distribution as being when we've got that coefficient out in front of the parentheses. But oddly enough, I know we don't usually call this distribution, but when we have multiplication inside and we have an exponent, we actually are going to distribute that 2 to everything inside the parentheses. So here we actually have 3 squared times x squared, or 9x squared. All right. So a lot of kids look at this last problem just like the previous problem. Well, we've got a 2 exponent out here, and we'll just distribute that to the x and distribute that to the 3. And so that'll be x squared plus 3 squared, and that will get us x squared plus 9. Right? Wrong. When we have multiplication inside the parentheses, and then we have an exponent, yes, we distribute that exponent to everything inside. But when there's an addition or subtraction sign inside the parentheses, we do not. It's completely wrong. When we have a plus or a minus sign, we actually have to pull that whole thing apart. So if we have x plus 3 squared, we can't just take that 2 and distribute it. We've got to pull that problem apart into x plus 3 times itself, or x plus 3. Well, that's going to look a lot more familiar to you, right? We're just going to solve that the way we know how. A lot of people call it FOIL, right? We're going to multiply that x times that x right there and get us x squared. Then we're going to take that same x and multiply it times the positive 3 and get us plus 3x. We'll multiply this other 3 times the x, get another positive 3x, and then 3 times positive 3, and we get plus 9. Add like terms, and we're going to have x squared plus 6x plus 9, and that is the answer we're looking for. All right, so let's just go over this one more time and make sure you really got all the little differences here, right? If we have a plus or minus sign inside the parentheses and we have a number out in front, then yes, we're going to distribute that number. But if we have that plus or minus inside the parentheses, but we have an exponent, you will not distribute. And then it's completely reversed if you have multiplication. If you have multiplication inside the parentheses and you have an exponent, then yes, you will distribute. But if you have multiplication or division and the number is out in front of the parentheses, then no, you don't distribute. I know it's so confusing. But if you can get that little thing down, you will be way ahead of the game. I mean, this just comes up on the ACTs, the SATs all the time. So get these differences down and it will be a lifesaver for you, I promise. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope this helped you today. I'm Adam again with wonderfultutor.com, and I will see you in the next episode.